Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Sliver C2, or better yet, Better Sliver. So I want to thank you, Home, if you watched this video. And it's a buddy of mine that he goes by Home on the internet. So I was tinkering around with Sliver and he gave me the recommendation of Better Sliver. So we're going to use that today in today's video. So if you guys are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and share. And let's get into it and have some fun, shall we? So I'm on my Kali machine here. This is going to be what I'm going to be using today. And if we go out to GitHub, or we can just go out to the beautiful google.com and just put Better Sliver, right? And then it's pretty much the first one right here. So from G Smith, what was it? 257 Cyber. And literally you just copy the GitHub. And it's pretty much very, very simple usage. Whoops, sorry, let's come back down. And right here, get clone this repo and then just run make. That's pretty much, it's that simple. Literally it was that simple. So let's open up a command shell and let's go ahead and get this baby started. So if I remember, I think I was in OPT temp. I think that's where I put it. Yeah, Better Sliver. So let's cd to Better Sliver. And then once you're in here, you just type in make and it's going to install everything. And to actually see what version you're running, you can just go ahead and do, let's do sudo //sliver server, which is right there, sliver server. And let me put my fancy password. And then once you run that, you're going to see here, right here, let me show you guys, Better Sliver Server 6.1.0, right? So all hackers gain first strike. So this is pretty much, this is pretty cool. So this is the Better Sliver. If you're running the one that's built into Kali, which is totally cool, but Home said this one is better. That's why it's called Better. If you want to go ahead and install that, it's pretty much apt install Sliver, and you can just go out to the Google, the beautiful Google, and install Sliver Kali, and literally it's right here, right? And I just want to show you guys before we actually get started. You can just see right here, sudo apt install Sliver, and then you can have the client and then the server and all that good stuff, okay? So that's that. So let's get started. So what is Sliver, right? Sliver is a C2 framework that similar to Cobalt Strike, to Mythic, to all those Havoc. But let's go see if we have some current features added. You know, you can see right here is some of the new stuff that they got in here. Sliver is an open source cross-platform adversary simulation red team framework. It can be used by organizations of all sizes to perform security testing. Excuse me. Sliver's implants support C2 over multi-TLS, this is what we're going to be using. WireGuard, HTTPS, and DNS are dynamically compiled with binaries, right? So, or asymmetric encryption keys. So that's pretty much it. So you can see what version we're running is I guess it's, what was it? 6.1. I'm not sure. Maybe they got that backwards. But anyhow, you can see the features. And pretty much if you can run this one-liner as well. I didn't do that. I didn't do this. I just did the get clone. And then I just did that. And that's pretty much it. It's very, very, it's very, very simple to use. It's not very difficult. So let's get this party started, shall we? So let's type in help. Help's going to give us some of the options that we have here, right? So let's keep going up. So the server commands, I'm not going to make this a very, very long video, but I just want to break down some of the stuff that I use and how to use it, right? So we're going to do something really, really simple today, but all right, so let's keep going down. We have multiplayer. So you can have a team, that's what the team server is for, and then you have your clients. So you can have multiple people connecting to your server. So if you want to automatically install the extensions and aliases, you can use Armory. You can automatically download right there. And then you can just, crack GPU, cracking passwords, creds, manage a database of credentials, version, update. So normally what I do is I'll run an update just to make sure I'm all up to date. This is what I do, right? So I just installed this morning, so it should be pretty quickly. So now what we can do is, let's see what we can do first. Let's go back to help, and I want to show you something. I want to go ahead and generate a implant binary. So let's go ahead and just generate an implant binary. Let's go ahead and paste that and -- help. If you don't know the switch, which I don't know all the switches, all the flags, right? I don't. So I just do -- help for everything pretty much, right? Because I remember when I was a Cisco engineer, I would just do, command ? And it will give me all the next stuff, So right here, we require at least one of to be used. So remember I said, we're going to be using MTLS, right? And then you have WireGuard, HTTP, or DNS. But we're going to use this today. And you can just tinker with each one and see which one you like better. And that's how we're going to be connecting back to our CNC, or command and control. All right. Then for an example, you can do generate, and then we have this foo.example. This is if it's going out to a server. Okay, so pretty much you can see right here some examples for each one, right? So you guys get the gist. And the formats of everything. So for an example, if you want to put it to an output of a PE file, you can do generate -s operating system, Windows, Architect 64, and then so on and so forth. This is going to be my local IP address to my Kali machine, just for simplistic sake. So you know what? Let's just go ahead and do this. Let's go ahead and just copy this, because this is pretty much what we're going to do. All right, so let's go ahead and paste that here. And my IP address is, I don't even know. So let's go ahead and split this. Yes, I do have Terminator, but I'm too lazy. So IPA show ETH0, that's my, so this is going to be my IP address that we're going to use. So let's go ahead and copy this, paste that there. And before we do that, I don't even know where I'm at on the file system. I think, let me see where I'm at, Sliver. All right, so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put the output file to a different directory, right? So let's go ahead, let's bring this down a little bit. And let's keep going down. And I want to show you guys, right, where is that output file? Format and DNS, canaries, no. Profiles, no, we're not going to create a profile. Generate beacon info. So we can put this to an output file. I think it's .o. No, that's the OS. What do we save string to a directory? Okay, so it's save -s. Okay, so perfect. So it's going to be -s, and then I want to put this into, let's cd to opt temp, and I want to put it right here, right? So if I do pwd, I'm just going to put my file right here. Let's copy this and save this. And let's see if I did this correctly. Generate OS, Windows, Architect 64, and let's see if we get anything. Okay, so we'll let that cook. All right, so you see here the implant was saved to opt temp and this file. So if we come back down here, we do an ls, we can see that file here. Just for simplistic sake, we can move that file to pat shell.exe. Okay, oops, I need permissions. Whoops, I think I fat fingered that. Okay, perfect. So now if we do an ls, we have pat shell. So now what we need to do is if we come back up here, we can just, for an example, type in jobs. There's one job here that we have. But what about sessions? So let's come back down here for a second. And we have a session that's alive. So let's see if we can kill that session. That's fine. This is from something I was doing before. So what I want to do is I want to use a different VM. I have a Windows 10 VM here. So this is the machine I want to use. So, because this I was testing something on my server. So I don't mess anything up what I'm doing before. I want to go ahead and use just a different session. Okay. So let's go ahead down here and let's just, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Let's come down here and I want to do sudo su. And what I want to do is HTTP of Python 9000. So I want to run my web server in that directory so we can host that host those files on a web server. So once we execute, we can see the new implant connection back to our C2. All right, so if I remember, my machine was 214. So let's just copy this so I don't have to remember. So let's come back over here and let's just go out to that machine. Well, let's just start without whatever, continue. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and paste that here, and it's listening on port 9000. Okay, so we have this patshell.exe here. So let's copy, well, let's download this, see more. We're going to go ahead and keep this anyway. We know it's just for testing purposes, so I want to keep anyways, right? So I want to open up this file, and I want to run it as admin. Yep, that's fine, run anyway. And now that ran, let's come back over to our Kali machine, and we can see, we should see a new implant here, right? So let's go back to jobs and sessions, and we'll give this a second. Hopefully it actually runs and connects to that new session. We'll wait a second. Hopefully it'll work. Let's go ahead and sessions again. Nope, not yet. Still hasn't connected. Doom, 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 doom. Let's do ntls. Destination port is in use. All right, let's do sessions -- help. And I want to clear out the sessions. I want to clear everything out. So I want to, how do I clear everything? Kill all the sessions. So -kill. So I want to go ahead and do this. And, well, I don't want to do that. I like to keep everything in the video just so you guys can see that I am human. And I don't do this all the time. So I want to go ahead and try to kill all my sessions and then type in sessions again. And we have no sessions, right? So let's go ahead and do this once again. So jobs, we do have this one job here, 8888, okay? So we can do sessions again, no sessions. All right, so now let's go back here and see if we run this again. We already have it downloaded. Let's see what this thing is doing. Okay, let's go ahead and hit yes here and see if we have a callback here. There we go. Now we have this on my Windows 10 machine. Now if we do sessions, we have one, and this is my Windows 10 machine, which we can prove that. We can come back here. We can open up a command shell, and we can do who am I? And I am Win10 Patrick. And we can also do that here, right? We can do who am I? Or actually we have to let's do session -I to interact with E1, and now we're interacting with that session. Now we can actually go ahead and do who am I. And now we can see this, the current token is this. We can do IP config, or if config, sorry. And we can see that this is the IP address of my Windows 10 machine, right? So there's so much. So let's go ahead and just do one more thing. Let's do help, because we don't know what we're doing, right? So if we want to like look at process, you can see prosdump, PS, we can list out all the processes. Why is this important? So say, for example, if we have some malware we want to embed, we can hide processes and merge processes. So I think that's pretty cool. And we can do services. Whoops. Let's go ahead and type in services. We can see the services, active servers disconnected. Okay. Did I mess something up? Maybe I did. I don't know what happened. Maybe I killed it. I think I pressed something before I hit services. So let's go ahead and do this again. Sessions, no sessions. Okay. Let's go ahead and come back here. I think I accidentally killed it. That's my bad. Because I think let's type in, let's double click on this pat shell again and see what cooks. All right, let's come back here. All right, we have our session back. So let's do sessions, interact, and then 1.8. Okay. All right, so now sessions, or session, oh no, actually we're in the session now. So let's go ahead, I'm trying to think what I want to, oh, let's do help again. And I wanted to showcase PS, the service operations. Yeah, so services. I guess it just disconnects. I'm not sure if that's I'm not sure why that does that. But anyhow, let's go ahead and let's do this one more time. No sessions. Let's run this again. Come back over here. We have that. We do sessions -I 40. All right, so now we can do an ls. Now we're in that machine, pwd. We can see we're in the downloads of that. And another cool thing, this is what I wanted to do. This is the last thing I wanted to do, which I thought was really, really cool. Let's do this. And I'm just going to put thanks for watching, if I can spell. Okay. And now this is like the victim machine for an example, right? So let's come back here and we can do screenshot. And what that just did, that took a screenshot and put that right here. So let's go ahead and copy this. I want to go ahead and kill this because I don't need this anymore. Okay. And let's type in history really quick. And I want to show you, where is that other picture I opened? This was the old picture right here. So we just have a new picture. I just want to show you, I just want to see, make sure it's different. So it is. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open a new terminal really quick, just to show you guys. And whoop, crap, I don't know why it does that. Okay, and then it's gonna be on the temp, and see, I don't remember it already. This is why I wanted to copy it. So here, copy, paste, boom. Maybe it's because I don't think I need to be root, but let's see. Let's go ahead and just open this up again. Let's see. Yeah, I guess you have to be root. All right, so this is it. That's all I wanted to show you guys. It's pretty much how to use Sliver, and I thought it was really, really cool. I'm still learning it. I don't know it in and out, but I just wanted to share my little journey on using this today for a project that I'm working on. So if you guys have any cool tricks up your sleeves, please leave it in the comments below. Thank you so much for viewing, and I'll see you guys in the next one.